Hello, my friends. Hello. I've missed you all. Feel like I haven't been around or been on and doing lives in a while. So I want to tune in, say hello below, let me know who's watching. But I just got off a client call and it just reminded me of my past and some old stories that have been playing out. A women's circle last night, too, we also talked about getting used to peacefulness. That sometimes when you start healing and going through your healing journey, learning how to be bored, learning how to not need chaos, that chaos does not have to be the normal. How many of you, grew up in a chaotic setting? Maybe there was fighting in the household, or people were coming and going. Maybe mom left or dad left, or people who were supposed to be taking care of you and safe and secure weren't there for you, and there was a lot of chaos. Or you've seen even worse, more traumatic events. So that creates a pattern. I'm all about breaking cycles and the patterns, but as we grow up, if we don't heal and address the things from the past, I always talk about inner child healing. If we don't learn all the patterns and beliefs and the stories that we discovered growing up as children, as teenagers, as young adults, if we don't address those and work on them, we're going to keep playing them out. We're going to keep speaking them into truth and continue to talk about them along with playing them out and falling right back into it. So I wanted to talk about, what are you avoiding? We all love to avoid a Netflix, right? We like to watch TV shows. What do you do? Let me hear from you. What do you do to avoid? I still sometimes like to tune out. I've dealt with enough people. I'm over it, and I'll watch a whole season of a show on Netflix. Like, what are you doing with your life and your time? There's so much more we could be doing. But I guarantee you, like 90% of people watching this feel the same way. And then, how about food, sex, drugs, alcohol? Obviously, like, those are normal. Unfortunately, alcohol is a very common thing that people use, and it's to numb. We avoid and numb ourselves so we don't have to feel what is not going right or feeling right in our life. So if you are unhappy at your job, unhappy in your relationships, not happy with yourself, not loving yourself, you're going to avoid everything. You're going to avoid stillness, meditation, quietness. You're going to another one that's good with avoiding is being too busy, filling your schedule, people pleasing, taking care of everybody else, not having boundaries and saying no, avoiding your own inner work so you can be distracted by other people's work. And how about using relationships and toxic, unhealthy relationships to distract you from your own inner work? I remember years ago, I was working at a treatment center. I was talking about this dude I was hanging out with, and I was like, oh, he's like, wants to learn about meditation and yoga and all my hippie stuff, and like, he wants to grow and blah, 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 blah. And this guy was like, Chelsea, what in yourself do you need to heal that you're trying to fix in him? How many women and men, how many of y'all are trying to fix somebody else? Are pointing your finger at a loved one, or parent, a friend, your spouse, your significant other, of all the shit they need to fix and work on? Or you keep attracting the same unhealthy partners that aren't a good match for you, that are still in their pain story and victimhood, and you guys just trigger each other and fight and argue, and it's just toxic drama after drama. Attracting the chaos, sticking to it. What do you get out of that? What is the payoff for distracting yourself with this chaos? You get to avoid doing your inner work. And I know that's hard to accept, but often toxic relationships are a way to avoid your own inner work. So instead of pointing the finger and looking at others, how can you look inward and what you need? How can you focus on what you need right now? We can't fix other people. We can't change them. We can't make them do anything. We have to do this work ourselves. And the thing is, when you get stuck in that, think about how often, especially women, we like to talk. We like to talk to each other, and I love it. But we like to often get stuck into the drama and the negative stories of all the messed up stuff going on in my relationship or in this. And, even when there's good stories and positive things to say, they're given this much attention, this amount of time, versus something that's more chaotic and drawn out and all this drama. And, just like why we watch dramatic shows, it's more entertaining. I believe I read somewhere that there's a certain chemical actually released in the women's brain when they're gossiping and talking about negativity like that, and that's why they keep doing it. Isn't that crazy? So, what are you avoiding? And how are you avoiding? What tools or what things are you doing to avoid? And have you been in your body lately? Have you felt into your body? Have you done any meditation? Have you had any stillness? Have you looked at your own bullshit lately? I know you guys love me for that one, but have you looked at your own bullshit lately? Because it's not easy, and especially in the spiritual community, there's a lot of spiritual bypassing and looking other ways and having excuses, and this is why, and justifying, no, let's just be real. What is the bullshit that you're hiding from? What are you avoiding? What aren't you addressing? And are you ready to start looking at it? I have a free masterclass coming up. I'd love to share with you Tuesday the 19th. So it's coming up soon, only 5 days away, about being the change, about you choosing to make the difference in your life and being the person in your family to break these traumatic cycles and break these stories and start believing something else and creating a different life, making a better future for you and everybody around you. So I'd love to have you there. It's July 19th. It's all online. So send me a message. I'll post some links for the event. And I have a couple openings for one-to-one clients here soon too. So if you want to talk to me about what you're avoiding or learn how to get into your body and stop numbing and actually do the work and do some inner healing, please send me a message. I would love to hear from you and know what is the biggest thing you're avoiding. Send me a message. What are you avoiding? Do you even know? What are you doing to avoid it? I want to hear from you. All right. Enjoy your evening.